Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Run GMC podcast hosted by none other than George Martin Carmona. Just wanted to let you guys know about the $100 giveaway we still have going on. All you need to do to enter is go to Run GMC podcast on YouTube and subscribe. Today's guest is very special. She was recommended to me by another guest that I plan on having in the future, Endya Scott. She ran track and played soccer at Desert Oasis High School, and she recently just signed a full ride scholarship to go run track at Alcorn State. This is her story, and I hope you enjoy. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Run GMC podcast. With me today is a very special guest, Endya Scott. She is a Las Vegas athlete. She ran track and played soccer at Desert Oasis, and she just recently signed to Alcorn State to run track. How are you doing, Endya?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing amazing. I have actually had a really good day. I'm going on vacation tomorrow to Zion. Have you been to Zion?
No.
See, are you a hiking person?
I go hiking like once in a while, so not really.
Okay. Yeah. I like to consider myself a hiking-esque person.
Mm-hmm.
It's my first time ever going to Zion, and Zion has so many beautiful places to hike. So
that's nice. Exciting.
But anyways, Endya, where are you from originally? Are you from Vegas?
No, I'm from California.
What part in California?
San Bernadino.
Okay, is that like southern?
Yes.
All right, and then when did you move out to Vegas?
I want to say about 4 years ago, the end of my freshman year.
Okay. And did you run track and play soccer out there?
I played soccer in California. I started track when I was in Vegas my sophomore year.
Okay. So who got you into sports? Have you been playing sports your whole life?
No, my dad. He put me in sports when I was about 9 years old, or my first soccer team when I was 9 years old on a rec team in Grand Terrace. And from then, I joined a club team called Arsenal in California, and then went on to play soccer for the high school Grand Terrace.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So was he a coach like during this whole process, or he just was the one that pushed you into this?
He was kind of my coach, my mentor, because he played soccer as well. So he was always helping me, but he wasn't necessarily a coach, but he would help out with the team. And so
I've heard so many great things about like the AAU soccer circuit and everything. Like,
mm-hmm.
what is the most unique place that you've gone and had a tournament at? Because I know you guys have tournaments everywhere.
Yes. Arizona. We went to Arizona. We visited the Arizona State campus, and we had a very tough tournament out there, which we ended up, I think we took first place.
Oh, so it wasn't that tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you guys? I know you're that good, though, because I was looking through your max prep stats and everything, and like, you know, just so people know, and I'll put the little screenshot on the screen here. I think you scored 21 goals your senior season in 18 games.
Yeah.
That is so impressive. That's a goal a game.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So, have you always been like this talented? Like from the jump, you were just that good, or it took time to develop?
Well, I'm naturally athletic, so something was there. It just took time for me, like practices, just to get it out of me. So yeah.
Did you have any like injury setbacks or anything in your soccer career?
Yes, my freshman year, playing for the Grand Terrace High School team, I took a penalty kick and my muscle ripped through my hip bone. So I was out for the whole season, yes, until CIF.
Your hip?
Yes.
That's a tough one. How long did it take you to get back from a hip injury? Because I know that's a tough one to rehab. You can't really do much.
Yeah, about a few months. It took almost the whole soccer season. So I didn't get back until like the last 2 games of CIF. Yeah.
Did you guys end up winning state out there?
No, we didn't. Yeah, no, we didn't.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you eventually made the transition to Vegas. What was your experience like transitioning from like California and that lifestyle to Vegas?
It was definitely difficult just because coming out here with going to a school which I have no friends, I know nobody from, and just the lifestyle's a little bit different. It's a little slower out here than it is out in California. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I was going to completely just hate it. It was actually not bad. So.
Okay. So would you say the talent level in California in soccer, we'll just stay with soccer, is the talent level better in California than Vegas, or what did you think?
It's more competitive. It's definitely, I wouldn't necessarily say better. There are better club teams. I've never played a club team out in Vegas, but from experience of playing high school teams, it's more competitive out in California than it is in Vegas.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So when you came to Vegas and that very first season, your sophomore season, what was that feeling? Did you feel like you had something to prove to all those girls out there? Set yourself apart?
Yes, I felt like when I got to the school, my coach actually brought some of the soccer players in one of my classrooms to introduce themselves to me. And the coach was really excited because he's heard so much about me. So I felt like I had to live up to the standards that he's heard, and to the girls, I'm not coming in being a freshie, being a newbie. I'm at least better or up to you guys. So I definitely had to live up to their standards.
Oh, right? No, yeah. I always wondered, because, that's such a unique circumstance, especially right in the middle of your high school career.
Yeah.
To make that jump.
Yeah. So
you said was life faster? Did you like the life out in California, or do you like the lifestyle out here in Vegas?
Honestly, I don't really. It's just sometimes I like it now that I'm in Vegas and I've lived out here for a time. I definitely like it better out here than some areas in California. So the lifestyle out in California, just in regards to school and everything, it was much faster. And for sports competitive wise, out here, it was just a little bit slower and more getting used to.
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. So, you are a person who is highly sought after, probably because of your speed. So what coach or what person said hey, take that speed and go onto the track? Who was the person who pushed you into that?
My mom, my family, actually, just my immediate family. So my uncle, my mom, and my dad. At first I wasn't going to try out for track. I wasn't going to run for track. My first practice, I went home crying. I was like, I do not want to do this. This hurts. No. But I ended up becoming super close with some of the girls on the team. And I ended up liking I liked the sport. So that's necessarily.
It's a true family.
Yes.
My friend had the same exact story. I can't wait for her to listen to this, because she was like, my first track practice was horrible. I hated it.
It sucked. Yes.
But no, at the end of the day, you guys spend the most time, I think, out of any sport, all the downtime at meets and everything.
Yes.
You gotta have friends.
Yes. It's you build a family.
That made it easier for you?
Not necessarily. Not anybody that I know of. It was just we all became a family. And, we went our separate ways as soon as people left, because I was the youngest one in the track family. So everybody went their separate ways. But, yeah.
How successful is Desert Oasis track? I don't follow track too in depth. Did you guys have a really good team?
We had somewhat good individuals. And for our relay team, my sophomore year, we had a really great team. We went to state and the 4x4, the 4x2, and the 4x1. So that was a really good relay team. And then after that, we didn't really have a good relay team. Desert Oasis wasn't really known for track until then. So.
For sure. Well, I know you stood out a lot in those individual events. What is your favorite event out there?
The 400 meter.
Okay. And Miles, I had Miles Davis on, who ran in Vegas. He said the 400 too.
Yeah.
What is it about the 400 that you like so much?
I couldn't really tell you. It's my favorite race personally, just because I feel like it's a mixture between sprints and not sprinting. I don't really know how to explain it, but Yeah, just more of a stride, yes. And it's more competitive. It's fun. Like, that's fun to me. It's one of the best race on the track.
What was your time? What was your best 400 time?
56:57, I believe.
Damn, still under a minute. I want to go out to a track and I'm just going to try it just to see.
Just try.
But okay, so let's move on to, like I said, you were highly sought after. Not only are you fast, you're athletic. Who was the first college to contact you in regards for you to come and play sports there?
I can't remember the first college was to contact me, but the first college coach to come out to Vegas and introduce himself, to come to the school and introduce himself to my family and my high school track coach was the coach from Alcorn State. And he knew of me because I ran at one of his track meets because he used to coach in Vegas at Western. So he came back out here and he came to my school, introduced himself, and explained everything to my family and to the track coach. And from there, that's kind of what put him at the very top. And for me to be like, okay, well, I know I have this person, but we're just going to wait because I thought I had a track season this year. So I ended up going with him overall.
That's awesome. So was that the only school to have had extended that offer? And do you think more would have come if you had been able to run this year? I
think definitely more college coaches would have came and talked to me, but I don't think they would have had the offer that he offered me. Okay. So, and the determination that he had to get me on his team. So overall, I went on his team because I felt like that was the best decision, because for him, he had my best interest at heart.
100%.
Yes.
And it's important for everyone who is being recruited to listen to that, because I'm telling you, everyone will feed you with that bullshit.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So what is one thing specifically that he did that you were like, wow, this man really does have his best interest at heart?
He didn't sugarcoat anything. He was saying, look, I'm right now, since you don't know where you're going to go, I'm willing to give you 80%. But if you decide today to come to my school, I will give you a full ride. And he was just saying, I'm just playing the game as well as any other college coach would. So from the jump, he was just straight up. And that's when I'm like, okay, because not a lot of college coaches will be like, I want this girl on my team and I'm going to do anything to get her on my team. They're like, I want this girl on my team, but I'm going to let her do her, let her sit aside, not put as much attention on her when she gets there. Because when I get there, I want to have the full experience. I want to be able to go on the track, run, get better, and that's what he had in plan for me. Basically build a team around me when his seniors leave the college.
100%. And that's awesome. I was doing a little bit of looking into Alcorn State, and it's an HBCU.
Yes.
How excited are you? Those are the littest college campuses.
Everybody in my family was saying that. I'm really excited just to learn more about my own culture and to have new experiences. I'm super excited. For sure. And I mean, right now we're living in that time, right? With all the Floyd stuff going on. I would be remiss to ask you your thoughts. Being a person of color, have you had anything happen to you in your past with police? I have not. Some of my family members I have personally, but me, I just don't get into that type of trouble. And I make sure I'm out of the way of that, because I know, I don't know, I've never had any experience with that. That target. I was talking to my guest yesterday, and similar stories, right? Where, ISIS, she's on the straight and narrow, doesn't do anything wrong, but at the same time knows that, there's always that extra target, that anxiety that comes with it. Yes. And that was one of my kind of fallbacks to going to Alcorn State, because it's all the way in Mississippi, the South. I'm just like, there's many things that can go wrong over there, but overall, it was just the best decision. Mississippi. Have you ever been to Mississippi? I have not. Oh my goodness. I'm sure they told you about the humidity. That's all I could think about. That's the first thing I asked when I talked to the head coach. I was like, so how is the weather out there? He was like, it's humid. And I was like, do I want to go out there run in the humid?
It's thick. I just remember I don't think I went to Mississippi. I was in Missouri, but I mean, they're right there. And man, it like the second you walk outside, it's on top of you.
Man, I don't know how that's going to be, but look, I'm definitely excited.
So, did you have any colleges contact you for soccer too? And
I did.
Okay.
I can't remember them. They were some of them were community colleges. Some of them were D2 colleges. I can't remember the names of them, but I definitely had some of the coaches just because I had a profile set up for me just for soccer to get recruited. But as soon as I went through my junior year and senior year, I knew that I didn't want to play soccer in college. But if I had to, I would. If I wanted to be a walk-on, I could do that. But it wasn't something that I definitely wanted to do. I wanted to run track in college. So I kind of cut that out of the question. Didn't really pay much attention to those coaches.
What program did you use for that recruiting?
I think it was, I can't remember. I think it was like NCAA soccer college recruiting.
NCSA?
Yeah, NCSA. There we go.
There we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good one too. I think I've seen a lot of people use that recruiting site.
Yeah.
And it's important. People, like, you got to understand, it's so hard to do it on your own. Like, send out those emails and stuff and the tweets and everything these days. Those companies help out a lot. Like, I'm sure you said there's a lot of schools there's so many that it's hard to even name all of them. Yeah.
I do think that definitely if you did want to go to like a college during that, you would email them, but it's just so much because the college coaches are on their own time as well as you. So those programs, those companies help out a lot.
So what was the deciding factor, Endya, about you choosing track over soccer? What was like the final straw that broke the camel's back?
I just had more passion in track. I would think about it more than I would with soccer. I definitely missed playing soccer. It was one of those things where I'm like, I'm in my soccer season. Oh, I want to go to college for soccer. And then I go to my track season. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to go to college for soccer. I want to go to college for track. Overall, the main factor was just how many more offers I was getting in track than I was in soccer. And I was like, okay, I like track. I love this sport, and I've made up my mind. I want to go to college for track. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Not too many people have that option, you know, like we're in a very blessed situation.
Yes.
So right here, I'm going to end off with, you know, who is your hero in all of this? Like, who is the person that you look up to the most? And that when you're out there in, it's Mississippi, right? When you're out in Mississippi and you're sweating your ass off and you're like, why did I make this choice? Who is your hero and who are you going to think about?
Man, I want to say my whole family. I know it's like not necessarily one person, but they've pushed me to become the person I am today. And being the first female in my family to go to college on a scholarship, it definitely puts a little bit of pressure, but it's definitely going to be them that I think about. Like, I'm doing this to prove like everybody can do it, you know, and that they're proud of me for accomplishing more than they have. So
definitely. Yeah. I would be, you have that cross necklace on. Are you a person of faith?
Yes.
Okay. You want to shout out your church?
I don't go to church, but I definitely, our family, we're all one, so we believe in.
I love it. I wear a charm too. My grandma had one. It's a Catholic saint, Saint Lazarus, but I never went to Catholic church. But I still get it. Family of faith. It's the strongest families. Though the relationship is tight. Endya, it's been a pleasure having you. I'll leave this last 30 seconds here. Anybody that you forgot to shout out and want to shout out, now's your time.
Well, I want to shout out my college coaches, definitely Mr. Dinkle. My first really great soccer coach, Troy Duncan, and his family got me to where I am today. And of course, my family for pushing me to be the person that I am today.
That is wonderful. Indy, thank you so much for your time today. I hope that you kick ass out there in Alcorn State.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time.
You too.
Endya Scott, ladies and gentlemen. Run GMC Podcast, signing off.
Bye.